What's up, family? Man, I bless each and every one of you. May God continue to guide you, keep you, comfort you, and aid you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stage of your life. Family, we got to grow up emotionally. Man, so yesterday I was going to work, and it was a trip because as I was on the subway, there's a lady sitting across from me. And I'm just watching her. She got on the subway, and plain looking lady, not quote unquote attractive at all. Um, Looked kind of like a little plain Jane, if that makes sense. Um, and I saw this lady transform right in front of my eyes, and it blew me away. You know what I mean? Stay with me, we're going somewhere. This lady sat there and she started putting on all this makeup and just doing everything, you know what I mean? Just getting ready, getting presentable for whoever she was gonna go see, wherever she was going. You know what I mean? I have no clue what she was up to, but she transformed right in front of me. She completely changed. She didn't look nothing like how she looked when she got on the subway. You know what I mean? At all. Didn't look like the same lady at all. And I'm sitting there and I'm smiling, and she's smiling at me, and she's getting made up and stuff. Cause I'm just like stuck. I'm just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I'm just stuck on stupid, just smiling, looking at this lady, and she's smiling, looking at me, cause she knows what's going on. You know what I mean? But she just did it. You know, she's just doing everything right. And I'm watching like all the colors and just stuff that she's putting into her cheeks, and, you know, the foundation, and just rubbing everything in with this little ball and shit, right? And then she's doing the eyes and just doing everything, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And it's like, you're a fucking artist. You know what I mean? You are a fucking artist. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. And I sat there smiling. God started ministering to me. And God showed me, Elijah, look at how much energy and effort people will go into presenting themselves a certain way when they really don't look like that. Oh, we going there today, and this is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. And this is not just about women. But as I'm sitting there watching this young lady transform, God began ministering. It's like, Elijah, this is what so many do. Not just guys too. What we do is, for the most part, those of us that don't want to grow the fuck up, those of us that don't want to heal, those of us that don't want to face our issues, our trauma and the drama and the crap we've gone through, those of us that don't want to heal from that, those of us that still carrying that baggage, walking around hunched over, man, what we do is we put on this foundation, put on this makeup, and completely change ourselves. And so many women, not just guys too, they'll make themselves up so that when other people see them, they see this beautiful, attractive person. When other people see them, they hear and see this quote unquote spiritual being. When other people see them, they see and hear this intelligent person who appears to have their life put together, who seems to be complete, who seems to be healed, who seems to be so much further along on their spiritual journey than where they really are. Oh, we're going there today, and this is going to be rough for some of you. This is going to be rough for some of you. And it is what it is. We've got to grow the fuck up. So many people, they get on YouTube. I was going to say TikTok, but they closed that shit. You know what I mean? They get on YouTube and they watch all these videos of quote unquote chosen ones. They watch all these videos, quote unquote spiritual ones, and all these other people, right? And they regurgitate all the shit that they hear. And they're listening to this stuff so they can pick up points. They're sitting there taking notes and all this other shit. Oh, I'm going to say this. And oh, yeah, I can say this. And oh, yeah, I'm going to say this. And oh, yeah, I'm going to say it this way. And I'm going to do this. And they're taking all these notes from all these other people who's putting stuff out there. And they're regurgitating this shit to make themselves appear to be so much further along in their spiritual journey, to be so healed and so mature emotionally and spiritually when they're really not. It's like sitting in college class. You ain't studied for shit. You ain't prepared for shit, but you gonna sit there and plagiarize somebody else's material. You gonna sit there and copy somebody else's shit so that you can pass the quote unquote fucking tests. You don't know the material. You ain't ready for the fucking test. You ain't ready to get promoted, but you gonna sit there and copy somebody else's shit. Because the professor ain't gonna know that you sat there and copied. But God sees all. God knows all. Universe source sees everything we do. It don't matter how well you fix yourself up. It don't matter how good and how cleaned up you get. If you have not done the motherfucking work to heal and to move beyond where you've been, you'll be a cleaned up, fucked up individual. You'll be a cleaned up, damaged, toxic ass motherfucker. Look good, sound good, until you're fucking triggered. Look good, sound good, until something happens and the real you come out. See, the one thing about energy, you can't hide energy. You can't fix energy up to make it something it ain't. You could be a hoe all you want to and get all cleaned up and dolled up and look like you wifey material, look like you husband material, look like you a fucking queen, look like you a fucking king. You could talk the part all you want to, but you're still a motherfucking hoe. And you ain't ready to be a fucking king. You still a motherfucking hoe. And you ain't wifey material. You ain't queen material. Not yet. You might look like you queen material. You might look like you king material. You might talk like you king material. But the true nature of you is still you're damaged, you're toxic as fuck. And you're unfit to be in a relationship. But see, so many of us, we have this thing with being alone. We're terrified as fuck of being alone. I don't want to do the work. I don't want to be alone. So I'm going to pretend that I'm good. I'm going to pretend to get all made up and all dolled up and learn all this fucking lingo so that I could talk the talk of being a chosen one. I could talk the talk of being a child of God. I could talk the talk of being super spiritual. I'm going to wear crystals. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to give me a fucking Bible, give me a suit, some nice shoes, and I'm going to be on the deacon board. I'm going to be an usher. I'm going to be in the choir and all this other shit. And you're still fucked up. You're still damaged. And you're not even trying to get healed. You're not even trying to fix your motherfucking problems. You're just trying to cover the shit up. And so many go to church, get involved in the temple and all this other stuff. Why? To fix it. And they ain't fixing shit. They're just trying to cover up their motherfucking past. They just trying to cover up the fact that they're a fucking hoe. They just trying to cover up the fact that they're a fucking skank. They're just trying to cover up the fact that they're useless. They're a bum. They're lazy. They're toxic. They're angry. They're bitter. They're jealous. They're hateful. They're damaged as fuck. So they go to church and they play Christian. They go to church. They sing and talk and learn all these scriptures. And they're still toxic as fuck. The real shit. I know we don't like talking about this stuff. I know we don't like hearing about this stuff. It's a whole lot of motherfucking sorry ass, lame ass dudes sitting up in church looking for another woman to hook up with, looking for another woman to be a fucking victim. Real shit. It's a whole lot of beautiful young women sitting up in church looking for some man to marry, looking for some man to get up next to, looking for a mark. It's real shit. This is real shit. It's a whole lot of damaged people come to work, put on a uniform, clock in, get on the clock. They're supposed to be working, and the whole time they soliciting trying to find their next wife, trying to find their next boo, trying to find their next king. Because we're fucking damaged. We're damaged. And we don't know how damaged we are. We're toxic as fuck and don't understand how toxic we are because we've always been like that. I've always been like this. You've been a flirt since the time you came out the mother's womb. You was a flirt in kindergarten, you was a flirt in 5th grade, you were a flirt in high school, and you still a motherfucking flirt. Been married, had kids, and the whole time you was flirting around. The whole time you was cheating around. Go to church, you still a damn flirt. Got 3 work husbands. And it is what it is. I'm not knocking nobody. Do what the fuck you do. I'm just here calling a spade a motherfucking spade. We've got to grow the fuck up emotionally. We've got to grow the fuck up emotionally. Why is it that we're so much more willing to get all dolled up, get all cleaned up? We'll do that and won't think shit about cleaning up our motherfucking heart. We'll get all dolled up, all cleaned up, all suited and booted, get trimmed up and everything. But we won't think a damn thing about cleaning up our motherfucking mind. Because our priority is not on healing. Our priority is not on fixing the fucking broken pieces. Our priority for the most of us is I'm just gonna sweep this shit up under the fucking rug. They can't see it. I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to be transparent. They might use that against me. They might judge me. They might look down on me and all this other stupid ass shit. We've got to grow the fuck up. We've got to stop playing motherfucking games. And this don't apply to everybody. I get it. Everybody ain't gonna put in the motherfucking work. But if you're a real chosen one, if you really a child of God, if you're really a light worker, if you're really a star seed, if you're really a healer, you're gonna have to put in that motherfucking work. Not just to look good on the external, but your heart has to be pure. Your mind has to be cleaned. You're gonna have to done the motherfucking hard work to deal with your ego, to deal with your insecurities and your fears, your prejudice, your self-hatred, your abandonment issues, your low self-esteem. We've got to grow the fuck up. The question is, what's more of a priority for you? Is it you more interested in looking good? Sounding good? Are you more interested in saying, man, it is what the fuck it is. I'm gonna do the work nobody can see. See, everybody see that I work out. Everybody see that I take care of myself physically. But I promise you, I do far more work internally than I do externally. It can't even be compared. I work a lot harder on resolving shit, releasing shit, healing shit, letting shit go than I do on my external looks. Far more work. And again, I'll be 55 in February. Yes, I like looking good. I like being presentable. But I promise you one thing. I am far more interested in being happy and having peace and joy. And having happiness, peace, and joy can only come from doing the motherfucking work, the internal work. You could get all dolled up, look fine as fucking wine, and still be miserable as fuck. And still not have any happiness, still not have any peace, still not have any joy. See, as you do the work internally, it radiates out externally. See, there's a saying, as above, so as above, so how it goes, as above, so below, as within, so without, as within, so without. Just because you look good on the outside, don't mean you look good on the inside. See, because as that young lady showed me yesterday, you could get all dolled the fuck up and still be ugly as fuck when you take off all the shit. The real you be ugly as hell, but the you that you present to the world is you're immaculate, you're beautiful, you're a model. When that's not how you really are at all. It is what it is. Hope and pray I said something to encourage you, to inspire you. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.